I used to dance to the queen.
Hell, I got my MCC. Fit fam, what's good? Drill Sergeant Simmons here, aka Mick, back with another video. So I get a lot of questions asking, what's it like being an AIT drill sergeant, and what's the difference between an AIT drill sergeant and a basic training drill sergeant? So I'm gonna answer these questions as quick as possible, so this should be a short video. But before we get into it, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Let's get into it. So the difference between a basic training drill sergeant and an AIT drill sergeant.
Let's go! Hey! Hey! Get down and start freaking punching! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Start freaking punching!
That's why yellow makes me sad, I think.
That's interesting. You know what makes me sad?
You do! Maybe we should chug on over to Mamby-Pamby land where maybe we can find some self-confidence!
Not really much of a difference. A drill sergeant is a drill sergeant to enforce, train, coach, teach, mentor, and establish standards and discipline. We all went through the same schooling at the United States Army Drill Sergeant Academy.
He said it!
For all my drill sergeants, y'all know what I'm talking about with that whole reference. But we're all drill sergeants, standards and discipline, enforcing, different training. What I will say is, if you think about it this way. So in basic training, when you're training these IAT soldiers, it's like you're training a baby. You're teaching them how to potty train, you're teaching them shapes, you're teaching them colors, you're teaching them not to hit their brothers and sisters, and you're teaching them not to say no to everything. So when they come to AIT, it's almost like you're still teaching a kid, but they're like 10 years old. You're teaching them to read, you're teaching them to write, you're teaching them how to speak properly, you're teaching them how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And don't get me wrong, you're still enforcing standards and discipline through both AIT and basic training. So that would kind of be the difference in the two. Basic training, you're with them every step of the way though, you're holding their hand. In AIT, they have a little bit more freedom, but with that freedom comes more problems. So we have to reel it in and monitor that closely. We deal with tons and tons of admin on a daily. That's probably like 75 to 80% of our workload is admin paperwork. We still do high-speed training, warrior task and battle drills. We still have FTXs at the end of their AIT. They do an FTX still. We still do all the things that they would do in basic training. We just don't have it scheduled. We have to integrate that in. But we do all of that stuff: ruck marches, leader reaction courses, obstacle courses. We still do all of that fun stuff. That would really be the only difference between the two. Also, obviously, it's their first introduction to the Army, so they're just now learning in basic. When they come here, they kind of already have an idea, so we expect them to jump right into whatever type of situation we have for them in different aspects of training. We still continue to coach, teach, and mentor them before they get to their actual force comm units. So that is probably another difference though, because we have more of a one-on-one with AIT soldiers, as opposed to them being in basic training. It's kind of like collective, everyone hurry up, get this training done, and we're sending you off to AIT. Once they get here, we can kind of sit down and take our time to coach, teach, and mentor and mold them and push them in the right direction before we send them out. That's honestly really it. There's this stigma that AIT drill sergeants, they used to, they call us sidewalk drills, but like I just said previously, we don't just march them to chow and put them in bed and that's it. We're still doing training. They're still getting after it. Hopefully I shut all that stuff down, as opposed to basic training drill sergeants have it harder. Because in reality, I would say the only hard thing about basic training drill sergeants in comparison to AIT drill sergeants is you're putting in probably more hours away from your family. That's the only thing I could really see. Other than that, training is still going on at AIT, and I'm only speaking for where I'm at. I can't really speak for other AIT locations on what they're doing, but where I'm at, we're getting it. We're getting after it. These soldiers are getting all these trainings, you know what I'm saying? So when they get to their unit, we're pushing quality products to our ForceCom brothers and sisters out there. They're not just getting a soldier that hasn't done this and that. Warrior task and battle drill training. So anyways, hopefully this was helpful for those who were curious and wanted to know the difference between AIT drill sergeants and basic training drill sergeants. There's no difference. Standards and disciplines are the same, and these soldiers are still getting the training that they need to get, at least from where I'm at. Anyways, make sure you like, share, subscribe, drop your comments down below, and remember, you only got one life. Stay home would be great. Love yourselves so you can love somebody, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.